to this week's episode of Coffee with the Career Coach Intern Edition. We are very excited to be joined today by Cyrus, and I will let him introduce himself in just a moment. But before I do, just to introduce myself, I am Erica O'Toole, the Associate Director of the Career Development Center. And as we always do every week of Coffee with a Career Coach, my coffee today is Big B, and I always get my caramel marble and white lightning syrup in it. So enjoying that on this lovely Friday. We're very excited. We're getting close to the fall semester, so we will be starting some more of these episodes where we walk you through some of our resources. And this is our last one with an intern, so I'm very, very excited to have you on board today, Cyrus. So I'll go ahead and let you introduce yourself.
Alrighty. Hi, I'm Cyrus. This is my coffee mug that I got just from Rise yesterday. I'm majoring in psychology and family studies, and I'm a senior here at CMU.
Awesome. Very cool. That's so nice that they gave you a mug, and how perfect that they give you a mug right before you do this episode. How fun is that? Okay. So, Cyrus, can you tell me a little bit more about yourself? So maybe talk about some involvements. Tell me a little bit about your internship, and then kind of what your future career aspirations look like.
For sure. So I used to do America Counts and Reads at CMU. I go to the elementary schools and help kids learn how to count and read. At my internship, right now I'm volunteering at Rise, which is a domestic violence shelter here in Mount Pleasant. I love it so much. I'm really happy to be there. And then for my future career, I'm hoping to be a therapist. That's my plan at the moment.
Awesome. Very cool. It's always good when you love what you're doing. So that's so good to hear that you're having such a good experience.
Definitely.
So I know a lot of students out there, they always want to know about the process of finding internships because I know it can be frustrating, it can be exciting, there's a lot involved. So could you discuss particularly your process of finding the internship?
Mm-hmm. Well, it was actually fairly easy for me because I did some of my volunteering for my fieldwork class at Rise. But because it wasn't my main site where I did it at, I was able to do my internship there. But at first, I was looking for a paid internship, which wasn't as easy as I hoped to find. So I decided to settle on Rise, which I'm happy I did because like I said before, I love it there.
That's awesome. And we always talk about how different experiences can help open the door. So it sounds like that was really the case for you, doing your field work and then being able to get an internship. Around how many internships did you apply for?
Probably about 5 to 8 internships.
Okay.
I did a lot around Mount Pleasant, around Midland as well. I didn't really hear back from too many of them, and the ones I did were not my top choices. So I decided to just stay to one at Rise.
Okay. And I think that's important for people to hear, that you might apply to multiple, you should apply to multiple, and you might not either hear back or get an interview, or you might not be the right fit. And that's okay because you will end up finding that right fit for you.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So tell me a little bit about the day-to-day duties of your internship.
So my days usually consist of I do crisis calls. So whenever people are needing help or needing resources, they call the shelter and we direct them to the appropriate resources or help give them like an intake, which is where we write down their information, set up an appointment to either have them come into the shelter to live there temporarily while we, empower them and give back to like the life they want to live, or we just give the resources like counseling or anything like that. I also do childcare, so I hang out like with the kids a lot, which I really like because I know they don't have a lot of positive male figures in their life. So hanging out with the children is something that I enjoy because they're so much fun, and I think it's doing something good for them as well. And just talking to the clients. The clients there really need like a lot of peer support. They just like often need a listening ear. So I'm really happy to be somebody that for them.
That's awesome. That sounds like such a fulfilling experience.
It definitely is.
So going off of your internship, I want to know, how have you applied aspects of your major or even just your CMU journey in general to your internship?
Mm-hmm. So my majors again are psychology, family studies, and I've learned actually from this internship that I love my family studies majors so much because I was able to apply so much of what I've learned to this class, like family stress theory, like just learning about like interpersonal relationships, all the stuff that I learned in my family studies classes, and all the theories. I was almost able to directly apply to my internship. And it's really great because I can give people like the best care that I can while I'm there.
That's awesome. And were there any other experiences outside of your major, like any involvements or anything like that that you've applied to the internship?
Um, Not that I can think of at the moment.
Okay.
I know that my past, like working with America Counts and Reads, I actually am helping this one client's kid at the shelter. He has been in school just because of what he went through, but he's having struggled with reading. So since I was in America Counts and Reads, I was able to help him, practice reading and try to get him back up to the skill level that he's supposed to be.
That's awesome. So, how do you think internships are preparing you for your future career?
I think it really helps teach me what I do and do not like. I was always a bit hesitant about working in human services because I wasn't sure if I was capable. But this internship, especially with the help of my supervisor, really showed me that when I love human services, I love just being out there and helping people any way I can, and that I do have the capabilities and the strengths needed to excel in the field.
That's awesome. Because I think a big part of this, too, not only getting the confidence, because I think that's huge, right? Um, you don't really know how to do the job or what the job's going to be like until you do it and you get there, right? And so
Hmm.
it can be kind of scary just kind of going into something. So I think the confidence piece is great that that's able to give students like yourself the confidence to then go into their future career. And then also opening doors. I think that's another part of it. There might be areas that maybe you don't think about that you want to go into with your major until you start those internships and you're seeing those different aspects. We have many students that it's one thing to go into a major that's very specific tied to a career, right?
Hmm.
But when you go into a major where it's kind of something that you shape and you can choose a more concentrated area once you do internship or job, this is a great way to kind of nail that down and understand what you really want to do. So I really appreciate that that has helped you quite a bit as well.
For sure.
So, if you had to give students a piece of advice after, doing most of your internship here, or on the application process, maybe give them a little bit of both, what kind of advice would you give them?
I think for the application process, to just really try to know what you're looking for and to know like where you want to work at. Because even if you don't like your site, at least you'll know, like, oh, maybe this isn't for me. You'll find out once you're working there. And also, I think to take the time to reflect. I bike to work, to and from work each day, or to my internship site, and I really take that time to think about how I want the day to go and how the day went, because it's not always easy hearing about people's traumas. And I can think about how that made me feel and like why I think that's important to me or what lesson I want to take away from it.
Absolutely. And do you have any advice for students that are going to be looking for internships this upcoming year?
I think just really expand your horizons as much as you can. I'm happy that I found something that I was familiar with and comfortable and that I really enjoyed it. But I also feel like it's very valuable to really try to experiment to get to know yourself and what you want to do in life.
Awesome. Very good. And one, piece of advice that I'd like to give students too, don't get too frustrated, right? You might face rejection. You might start an internship that maybe you don't like at first, but that's all part of the process. You're going to learn a lot from that internship. Maybe you'll turn out loving the internship. And the same thing goes with the application process. If you get rejected, that's normal. Just know that everyone gets rejected from something. I've been rejected from many jobs, but you'll find the right fit, and that's really what's important. It's all kind of part of your career journey.
For sure.
And I know you're starting your senior year, so that's very exciting. I know you'll be applying for jobs and everything at the end of that. We're very excited in the Career Development Center for fall to be coming up. We have lots of fun events planned, and we will be talking about that in a couple future episodes here. Um, But just to kind of stress our resources again, because it's all part of the internship and job search process, we do help students with resumes, with their cover letters. Even if you come to our office and you say, I have no idea what I want to do, or I don't know where I want to take my major, that's okay. We are here to help you with that. We'll help you with the interview process, because I know that that can be a little nerve-wracking for people. We'll help you with networking. We'll help you find jobs. So we are here for all of your career development needs, and I hope you utilize our office this fall and ongoing. We are a support service for a lifetime of an alum. So Cyrus, make sure that you remember that too. As you're out in the field, you can always come back and get your career development advice from us as well.
Awesome. That's great.
So thank you so much for joining me today. It was really great to hear that your internship's going well. I wish you all the luck in the upcoming semester and your senior year. It's a very exciting time for you. And thank you for those that are joining us and watching later. If you have any questions, feel free to put those in the comment section on Facebook, and we will answer those questions that you have. And otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Happy Friday. Thank you, Cyrus, very much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Have a good day, everybody.